Ever since the release of Part 1 of the DLC for Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet, the Teal Mask, that one of the questions raised was, where are Ogerpon and the man from? Theories have been made about it, pointing to various known points of the Pokémon world, though the answer is still up for speculation. But there are some interesting clues. So hey, I'm not so ace trainer, and where are they from? Let's get into it. There aren't many things we know about the man and even Ogerpon. We know about the reaction the Kitakami locals had to them, which was fear, and we know that they brought with them crystals that were then used in the masks that the mask maker made for them. This tells us that they had to hail from somewhere that had those crystals available to them. But it might have happened a long time ago, way before the energy of the Terra crystals started overflowing from the Great Crater of Paldea. So they had to either go down the Great Crater or have been in contact with the crystals in a completely different way. Paldea is the only place we know that has Terra crystals, with me speculating that Unova might also have them, likely because Heath brought them there and they began to expand, just like it is happening in the Crystal Pool in Kitakami. But there's one thing that has me looking into another direction. Ogerpon is 1.2 meters tall, that's 3 feet and 11 inches. That man is holding her by the hand as if she was a child, which means that that man is an absolute giant. Giants in the Pokémon world are nothing new, though they are very few, and by very few I mean just one, and that's the good old King of Kalos, AZ. And don't worry, no, this won't be a Kalos confirmed moment, but they might be referencing Kalos just like they are referencing many other regions. We know that AZ's height is a direct result of the exposure to the ultimate weapon, which is also the reason for his incredibly long lifespan. And, while not monstrous, it does have a somber, unsettling face, probably the result of years and years of sorrow. We also know some other things. AZ was at war with his brother, as he seemed to want to claim Kalos. Now, we don't know where his brother was from, and many speculated Paldea, but 3000 years ago, there was no Paldea, as it wasn't united yet. So, it is very likely that he was from a neighboring region, a region that, due to the use of their weapon, was exposed to its power. So, if one was to survive that attack, would they suffer the same fate as AZ? Would they have an incredibly long lifespan and the look of a giant, maybe even a scar because of the blast, one enough to scare the locals of Kitakami? But where would this place be? Well, I believe that it might have either been one of these areas of Paldea or the actual grayed out area, as it, if the geography of the Pokemon world aligns with ours, leads into Kalos. Basically the Pyrenees of the Pokemon world. A place where in 2020 it was uncovered that there was a massacre 7300 years in the past. The blast could have easily resulted in the exposure of Terra crystals to the surface, as it destroyed the man's land, just like its power is said to have created Megastones in Kalos. Or even as it might have awakened Eternatus from its slumber, resulting in the darkest day in Galar as well. The man would grab a crystal cluster and he wouldn't escape north into Kalos, but south into what would become Paldea, and then likely through the sea until they reached Kitakami, as Paldea itself was also not a safe area due to the conflicts we know also happened there. Then, reaching Kitakami, the man and Ogerpon were strangers and strange to them. The man was a giant disfigured by a blast, and Ogerpon was a Pokemon that they had never seen before. They needed the masks to socialize with them. This is just an attempt at finding an alternative answer to where they are from, as we will likely not know anytime soon. The grayed out part of the map is a cool area to speculate about, as it likely lies in between two regions filled with mystery as in Kalos and Paldea. And while a giant with crystals points to those two regions and the ultimate weapon, it is undeniable the eastern inspiration around Ogerpon's design, meaning that the man and Ogerpon might not hail from the same place at all, but simply have met along the way. One thing seems apparent though, and that's that they want to keep us guessing and pulling from various regions, as slowly but surely they start connecting the Pokemon world more and more. And that is all I have for you today, just an attempt at putting Ogerpon and the man somewhere before they were in Kitakami. But what about you? Where do you think they are from? Let me know in the comments down below. And now, like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon content and also ring the bell so you know when the next video is out. You can follow me on social media and Twitch, I stream there Wednesday to Friday, all the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.